So we just had a Darth Maul wick happen. Oh my gosh, I hope everyone's doing okay right now. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin charts to see what's going on. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Crypto Takeover coming back with another video again. So we recently had some really quick fake outs. Looked like Bitcoin was doing some pump action fakes on us. Whether or not Bitcoin is going up or down, that is yet to be determined. But if y'all want to find out and look at the charts with me on this video, stick around, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that we all can be updated every single video that I make. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we always start off with our 15-minute time frame, taking a look at the charts. If y'all are brand new to this channel, I use the market cipher indicator by CryptoFace. If y'all are interested in that, y'all can go check him out. I do have some links in the description box below. Links to his channel are down there too as well. And then let's go ahead and get started on the 15-minute time frame here. So when we had our daily open at the beginning of the day, we could see that the bears did decide to take control after our nice little run up that we had all the way back up to that 7K area. And then again, or we had after our 7.3 area, we had a push back up to 7K. We were in a long, right at about, well, we got in a long position, I think at about 6,800 in my trading group. And then we had this push up overnight. I wasn't able to take profit because I slept on BTC, but then BTC still looked bullish, so I wasn't too worried about it. And then we had this spike all the way back up to 7K. Had my take profit set at about 6,900, and our group did pretty well there. So right now we are in a little bit of consolidation out to the side. My trading group is ready for the next trade to be taken. So we are set up, ready to go. If y'all are interested in how to join, the first link in the description box will give you access to the Patreon page, and y'all can go ahead and get signed up there. So I am running an April special right now. This special will only last until the end of April, but this will be your locked-in price for the monthly cost of the trading group. So go ahead and get signed up, join us in there. I'll give you access to the Discord group, and you get access to all my private videos that I offer on the Patreon page, mostly about 2 altcoin accumulations that I am currently working on right now, and then also how to set up some of the custom indicators that I have in TradingView as well. So starting off on our 15-minute here, we had our bears that took control of the market down here. It did look like they wanted to push us a little bit lower. It looks like we did get a nice little waterfall drop off here all the way down to about 6,600. So about, yeah, right at about 6,650. So that's a nice little push to the downside. We did have this nice wick all the way back up to that 6,800. So probably some buy walls down here pushed us all the way back up. Currently testing the VWAP as resistance right now. We're going to see if we can push through this or not. We can currently see that our money flow is still in the red, but it does look like it does want to move tangentially to the side right now, with also our blue wave kind of moving up as well. VWAP kind of curving just a little bit there on Cipher B. We had a couple blood diamonds to warn us before the sell-off was about to occur. We did have this 15-minute blood diamond back here. I remember looking at this and like, oh, it didn't really do too much. But then later on, we could see that it was coming for us later. Then our 30-minute time frame was a good indication of something was about to happen. We had our quick sell-off there, as you can see with our blood diamonds that did appear for us. So we just got to make sure that if you are trading this, or give yourself some room, and that's just the best case scenario. I don't like to use really high leverage in my trading group, and I always tell my trading group that too. The most I usually use is maybe between 5x. That's about it. And I never use more than 20% of what I have in my wallet. So if I need to add to it, I can add to it, and I just don't put as much at risk. So you definitely just start learning more things about that as you become more saturated into this market, because you have Darth Maul wicks like these. And Darth Maul just meaning, if you haven't heard that term, that the Star Wars Darth Maul character has the lightsaber that has the two opposing swords on the end of it, the light swords on the end of it. And so that's kind of what these Darth Maul Wicks represent in common of that, right? So looking at our 30-minute time frame here, we can see that we are wanting to looks like we do want to push that into that red money flow just a tad bit. We could see a little bit more of a sell-off. Currently, we pushed all the way back up to 6,800 in a matter of seconds. So indicating that, the bulls are not done yet. Does look like they still want to kind of push this market just a tad bit. But we need to be cautious because of the 30-minute time frame. Also looking like it wants to kind of sell off just a tad bit. But we are getting some nice Christmas tree, Christmas color lights on the on some of our lower time frames here, indicating a little bit of indecisiveness about what's happening. And I think that really just has to do with some of the higher time frames and what they're telling us as well. So as you can see, Darth Maul wick happened here. We're currently looking like we want to get a squeeze, but now we're kind of pushing back above our 13 EMA and pushing back above that VWAP as well. Money flow still looks like it kind of wants to round into that red money flow. So you really just got to be cautious here for the most part and determine whether or not they're going to be good moves to make or not. And then let's take off Cipher SR. So we can see that we on our 1 hour, still getting some Christmas tree colors down here. And we'll just have to see whether or not this wants to continue a little bit more to the upside or not. If we can close above our 13 EMA, that might be a good indication that we could have another little run up possibly. But if we start closing below it, we could see that our 100 might kind of want to come up there and compress us just a little bit. Then on our 2 hour here, you can see it putting in a little bit of a divergence with our Cipher B waves as well. Money flow still looking pretty healthy here, to be honest. So it's not looking really too bullish, but at the same time, it's good enough to probably indicate that we could be moving some sideways movement here, putting in a little bit of Christmas tree colors as well here on our 2 hour. Market really just kind of undecisive right now. Currently maybe kind of wanting to trend below that 13 EMA. If we go back into our regular candles, we can see that it's currently trying to close above the 13 EMA as well. And our Heikinashi's back here. So not quite a green candle yet on our Heikinashi's, but it's kind of getting there. Going into our 4 hour time frame, we can see the sell pressure here just a tad bit with money flow kind of in the red just a little bit more too. Currently still trying to sit above that 13 EMA on our 4 hour as well. So I would say if we could stay above this, that'll be a nice little bullish sign for us. We'll probably see, we would probably want to see this 100 EMA come up a little bit more if you are on the bullish side, maybe to that 6,600 area before, BTC decides to maybe come back down and retest that for sure. But currently that money flow on the 6 hour, this is a 4 hour, it does look like it kind of wants to start moving to the other side or maybe move sideways. We are getting that Cipher B kind of sell off or blue wave sell off. This could be an indication of a head and shoulders here too, so we do need to be aware of that, indicating that we could come down just a little bit more. So being very cautious here, not over leveraging or anything like that, right? So if y'all do just want to sign up for a free newsletter and support the channel that way and just keep up to date with me, really, y'all can sign up for the free newsletter. I do giveaways on there every once in a while. Also, I'll put in some private videos that I've given my Patreon members before to the newsletter subscribers as well. So it's just an easy way for us to keep in touch. And if I need to get a hold of y'all, I can send out a newsletter. So I plan on sending one out probably mid-April for the most part. So I should probably change this to monthly newsletter because I really don't send them out every week, to be honest. But just whenever I get a chance throughout the month, I'll send one out for sure and give you all some of those private videos that I give my Patreon members as well. So feel free to get signed up for that if y'all do just want to keep in touch with me a little bit more but don't want to sign up for the Patreon page. So also the Discord channel is free to join. We do some, general chats in there as well, but the trading group part of it is private, and in order to access that, you need to be part of the Patreon page first. Also, the Telegram group is the Telegram channel is free to join. It's really just different updates on what I have going on with CryptoTakeOver, and I'll post news articles and stuff in there as well, just things that I find interesting in the space or just in world news in general, because we are going through some crazy times right now. And actually, I kind of wanted to look at the charts on the virus and the confirmations on these, what might be happening here, see who is leading the pack with US almost at 500,000 confirmed, which is just insane right now, pretty wild. I know that the total deaths on this was pretty substantial too. Recoveries is looking okay, but the deaths, man, they continue to rise. What we don't want to see is probably this go past this, and I don't think we can. Well, on TradingView there are indications of they do have the COVID charts on here too. The CV charts are on there, so very interesting. But yeah, we can see here Cipher B looking like maybe if we close below our EMA here, this could be an indication that we could see a little bit more downside, maybe coming back down to retest this 100 at about 6,500. So we just need to keep aware and keep our eyes on that too as well. We are getting this bullish cross here on our 6 hour, currently still trending above our key EMAs as well. So this bullish cross here was very noticeable for me, and I also wanted to consider that. You can also see that kind of putting in another little trigger wave of red money flow here. Maybe this could get pushed back to the upside on the blue wave as well too. So time frames are just really choppy right now. That's why we just have to be very careful about giving ourselves enough room in this market to make a nice little trade for ourselves, right? Or if you want to scalp it, you can scalp it, right? If that's your thing, that might be a pretty good option, when these time frames don't all line up just quite yet, to have a good scalp in place or a scalp method. And I plan on dropping a few scalping methods for the Patreon page as well in the near-term future, mostly using key EMAs, Cipher SR, and and just looking at some of the lower time frames. So keep an eye out for those when I decide to drop the scalping methods in the Patreon page as well, probably later this month. And then as we go into our 8 hour, we can start to see that this squeeze is going to happen. It does look like we do want to kind of push below. We did have a pierce through our 13 EMA here, but I think that we'll probably get this squeeze a little bit more. So high on this is about 6,900. Honestly, we could have enough bullish pressure based on maybe like our 15-minute or something. This is starting to move back to the upside just a tad bit as well. We could have enough bullish pressure to maybe send us back up to that 6,900 area before we get more of a squeeze here. I would expect more of a squeeze. Currently, we still have a pretty nice little trend line support here for us too as well. So if we do get a squeeze up and our next candle opens, we could get a little bit higher, more in between these two EMAs. But this is definitely a time frame that I'm keeping my eye on, also with the 12 hour as well, just because once we get these squeezes, it usually likes to break out in one direction or the other. So definitely some key factors there. We can see that our money flow is still in the green here. Currently have a red dot, so we just need to be aware of how much of that really anticipates, right? Or if we get a green dot here, we can expect maybe a little bit more of a squeeze pattern here for us as well. But holding some nice little trend line support down here for ourselves as well. 12 hour, same thing, getting a nice little squeeze here, currently still trending above our 13 EMA, and then maybe finding resistance at that 100 EMA at 7,200. So things are not super bearish for us for the most part right now, but at the same time we just need to play it really cautious, because I think that we're going to have extremely high volatility. So this might really only be a scalping area for some people. So But you know, just do your own due diligence. Don't over leverage. Only play with so much of your wallet, right? To just really stay ahead of the game in this market, because we do know that it likes to have a lot of tips and turnies, you know. So if y'all are interested in upgrading your TradingView plan, I use the premium plan. I used to use the Pro Plus plan. If you are using Market Cipher, I would at least recommend having the Pro Plus plan. It allows you to just have a few more indicators on the screen. But if y'all want to upgrade, I have a link in the description box. Also, I sent out a previous newsletter and also in my Patreon page as well about how to get these plans for 50 to 60% off. So a nice little tip and trick there for y'all. If y'all are interested, y'all can watch those videos as well. And then I'm setting up a 3 commas bot for myself right now. Currently using the whales by sell signal for one of the bots on here. So I use the custom by whales by sell signal that y'all can find that video in the Patreon page. It's a private video. And then I'm using the Pro plan to figure out how to use it on a margin exchange such as Bybit, right? So I'll be releasing that video to the private members eventually about how I set this up. But so far it's been pretty profitable, so it's pretty fun to do, you know. And if you want, you can actually split the price with another friend, girlfriend, spouse, or whatever, because you can add their accounts. You can add unlimited accounts to trade with on their account. So let me see if I can show y'all really quick without being too, you know, let's see. So it shows how much profit I'm in right now ever since I started it. So but you can add different accounts on here too. So I can go to exchanges and add the exchanges on there, and I have a few different exchanges on here right now as well. So currently just kind of testing it, back testing it with a friend right now, and we've kind of split the cost on it because it is a little pricey. But if that's what you want to do, check out the link in the description box for 3 commas and start setting up your bot now, right? Also, if you just want to buy and hodl, I could recommend Ledger. I have both of them, the Ledger X and the S. But if you just want to buy and hodl, I totally would recommend that. If you don't want to leverage trade, that's by all means perfectly fine. We do know the inevitability of cryptocurrency and where it will go. And based on our Black Swan event that we are having right now, we know that this is probably the trigger and the tip of the iceberg to initiate the cryptocurrency takeover that is inevitable. So buy and hodling, become your own bank, right? Not your keys, not your coins. Y'all know the sayings. So check out Ledger in the description box below and get your Ledger cold storage wallet. Let's take a look back at the charts again. You can see we were looking at our 12-hour. Let's take a look at our 21-hour. 21-hour still has a nice little doji here, doji red. It could be bullish or bearish. We'll see what happens there. I think we're kind of getting a, yeah, it looks like a little red doji there. So currently getting a red dot. We'll see in 21 hours if that decides to confirm or not. If it does confirm, I would imagine that because our money flow is still moving to the upside here, we could see maybe it turn green after a little while of being in the red. So, you know, maybe not until Monday or the rest of this week, you know, we might see a little bit more upwards potential, and maybe this squeeze will happen a little bit more to decide what direction we're going to take this, right? Going into our 1 day, you can see our 1 day. We still have a buy signal here that did signal. We have our blue triangle indicating that a trend reversal is happening. So that could mean that, you know, we're seeing some upwards potential here for sure. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Our 100 EMA is at about 7,700. So that would be cool and interesting for us to come back up and retest that. Our low 13 EMA is at about 6,500. So maybe getting a nice little squeeze there, coming back up to retest that 100. and seeing what happens there. So like I said, make sure you give yourself enough room, but I feel that these are pretty good indicators of some ranging room for us right now as well. That's why I use these two EMAs, and I kind of keep it pretty clean. My chart's pretty clean for the most part. I used to have them super messy at one time, and lines drawn everywhere and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't really need all that, to be honest. I was also thinking about maybe drawing something like right here. I don't really know how I feel about that. It is kind of a 3-point line, but just to give ourselves one more resistance point maybe before we start to head up. We do have this like kind of channel happening here for us, so it could be a nice little channel indicating that, hey, maybe we'll come back up and retest this, and then we'll maybe break down out of this bear flag to the bottom side. So, and if I was to draw this trend line up a little bit more, I would say that, hey, if we broke through this and maybe wicked up above, that EMA there, maybe about 8,100. So possibility, strong possibility. We'll just have to see what the market's going to give us, and we can finish it off in our 2-day, 3-day charts. Turn off that whales by sell signal. Turn that back on there. So 2-day chart, it looks like it's wanting to really get bullish here, getting above our 13 EMA right now as well, closing below it actually. Well, we'll see how it closes by the end of the day. 6,700 is where it's sitting at right about now, where that 13 EMA is sitting at. Then if we move into our Heikenashis, we can kind of see that we'll get above it and probably start closing above it to maybe get a nice little squeeze pattern or sideways movement between our 100 EMA at about 8K. Still moving to the top side here on that as well. So as I start to look into some of these higher time frames, it definitely has a predicament of where this market could be headed to, right? So if y'all are still sticking around for the end of this video, comment down below 2-day chart. Lets me know that y'all have been interested in my analysis and that I've been doing my due diligence, and please like the video, right? That always helps too. It lets me know that y'all appreciate this and that I'm not wasting my breath. But even if I was, I'd still be doing it because I like crypto too much. Crypto is just fun. So we can see our 3-day. Let's go into our 3-day buy signal. Currently testing our EMA as support or as resistance at about 7K. Looks like we have wicked through it just a little bit here and there, so maybe indicating that we are wanting to start to push back above it. Our 3-day money flow kind of moving into that greenish area territory right now too as well. So hopefully we don't get a crazy rejection, but we were already really overbought on our blue wave here, and so we continued to come back down. But now that we are kind of in an oversold position on our blue wave, we can start to maybe have more room to the upside on our blue wave, and with our money flow also moving in that direction as well too. So going into let's take a look at our 5-day. Our 5-day also, well, the 5-day was probably our most bearish chart, to be honest, and this is one that we've really been keeping an eye on for the most part. I did want to turn on one of our key EMAs here because I think we got a close on it already as well. So our 21 EMA and our 100 is a one that we've been looking at as well. It looks like they're about to touch pretty soon, but whether or not we get that rejection is yet to be determined. So honestly, we had our capitulation. I'm looking at our capitulation down here. With our hash ribbons, we had it way before, and then we had the cross, and then we capitulated even more. So as you can see here, we've had the capitulation happen, and then it looks like we're going to get the cross to see whether or not that's going to move us back down or not. So we got to keep an eye on things. I would say that maybe we'll get a pump fake out, and then from the pump fake out, we could end up a little bit further back down. Uh, sorry, I got a guy, my friend messaging me on Steam. So yeah, we could see that pump up to the upside, maybe testing our 13 EMA at about 7,400, and then see rejection after that by the end of this week. So we'll really just have to keep an eye on that to see whether or not this wants to push us up even more, and then we get the rejection. So the 10th of April, which is, yeah, going on into this week. So this week is going to be pretty crazy for us. Maybe we get the pump up and then we get a rejection going on into next week. That is a firm possibility. We'll really just have to keep an eye on the market to see what the market is going to give us. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and finish this out on the 1 week here. 1 week's giving us a nice little doji down here at the bottom, maybe indicating a reversal. I think that this closes out pretty soon as well. Yeah, so this closes out by tomorrow, the weekly time frame does. So nice little doji here, maybe indicating that we could, it could be a bottoming potential for us, but that is yet to be determined. We'll have to see what next week gives us, right? And then let's just take a look at our monthly time frame, see what's happening here. Still trending below that 13 EMA. About 7,600. So even if we do get a push back up, I would say that that's it may not last us too long, to be honest. So with that being said, y'all, thanks for sticking around. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that I make. And I will talk to y'all again on the next video. CTO signing out.